In a detailed analysis showing the chain of events relating to the deaths of Joel and Isaiah Henry, attorney at law Nigel Hughes said the reward offered by the Guyana Police Force is an admission that they are unable to solve the crime.
Which is yesterday, we announced by way of press release that the Henry family would be hosting the press conference today, which you are observing at the moment, and we provided the details of the press conference. The reason why this is important will become obvious in the next slide. Today, the 3rd, the Guyana Police Force this morning announced that they were offering a reward of $3 million Guyana dollars for persons who could provide information leading to the arrest. In the view of the family and my personal view, this was an admission of failure by the Guyana Police Force, that they were unable to solve this crime, and clearly after some 8 to 9 weeks of investigation were in no better position than they were at the commencement of the investigation on the Sunday. And so they were now resorting to offering money for information. I think it is useful to note that the experience has been that when rewards are offered for information that lead into crimes that have been committed, there are a lot of people who do not possess tangible, reliable information, but who perhaps are more interested in securing the reward, that come forward with information that is less than reliable, and perhaps in some cases created. So it would now appear that the Guyana Police Force have effectively admitted that they have no tangible, useful information. They are not in a position to even limit the scope of potential suspects, and therefore we are at a stage now where we are hoping that the incentive of 15,000 US dollars or $3 million Guyana dollars would be sufficient to attract someone to come forward with useful information.
Hughes was speaking at a press conference today. Hughes said one of the striking things coming out of the detailed overview provided by him was that the trousers found on Joel was not his. He recalled that Joel was last seen with these pants when he left home on September 5, 2020. Their bodies were discovered on the 6th of September 2020. Hughes believes that the police investigators have not found the primary crime scene. The trousers and one of Isaiah's slippers were not sent to St. Lucia for forensic analysis.
When they left, they had a bicycle, a cutlass, and a coconut peeler. A coconut peeler is literally an iron pole that you insert in the ground, and they use that to peel the coconuts. At the time, Joel was wearing a pair of black and white TN boots, and he had very short, well, not very short, he had this sort of three-quarter cut-up denim trousers. You'll see that in a subsequent image, and Isaiah had on a pair of slippers. These facts will become of some relevance as we go on. There's Joel. The denim trousers that you see him with in this image are the exact and identical denim trousers that he had on that Saturday. The reason why this is important is because when they found the body of Joel, he did not have on these trousers. It wasn't a case where he didn't have on any trousers at all. He had on somebody else's trousers, and that is particularly important because not only the obvious thing like the size of the trousers, more importantly, trapped in those trousers perhaps are molecules of sweat and other evidence which would be of some scientific and perhaps DNA importance. Needless to say, the Guyana Police Force did not submit the trousers that they found him in, which were not his trousers, for testing. But this is how Joel, these are certainly the trousers he had on the day that he left home.
Hughes said he and the Guyana Human Rights Association wrote on behalf of the Henry boys to have the Argentine forensic team to come to Guyana to investigate the matter. It is critical for the Argentine team to come to Guyana, according to Hughes.
There is one comparison I'd like to make. The police have offered $3 million, which is 15,000 US dollars, in the hope that somebody will come forward with information to get professional, the best in the world, or one of the best in the world here for the professional fee of 20,000 US, which is 4 million, plus travel on board, which probably add another $10,000-$15,000 to it, which is $7 million. I can't imagine why the state would not want to expend that sum on acquiring the forensic evidence from the forensic capacity, from the Argentinian and Spanish people, who clearly would be able to add resources to this investigation. Their capacity far exceeds any capacity in the Caribbean, and certainly exceeds any capacity the RSS has. Press and advocate and attempt to persuade everyone that it is critical that the Argentine people come. This event, these murders have left an open, gaping wound in the Guyanese society. It's not healing, and it's not likely to be healed unless this is solved. This is not, I hate to use the term, your regular common guard murder. This is an open, gaping wound that is getting septic. And unless every effort, demonstrably so, is made to have this solved, will be a problem. In the case of Mr. Harris Singh was murdered 150 yards behind his house. I cannot believe that as a nation in 2020 in Guyana, in a community that perhaps has less than 5,000 people, we can solve a murder which is committed by a cutlass or a chopper. If we can't solve this, what's going to happen with the slightly more complex cases where the perpetrators are a little better equipped?
The families also said that at no point in time did they tell the members of the Regional Security System team that the murders of their sons were politically motivated. This news has contacted Crime Chief Wendell Blanham on the claims made by Attorney-at-Law Nigel Hughes that the trousers found on the body of Joel Henry was not sent for analysis, and whether there were other pieces of evidence which were not sent. Up to news time, we have not received any response from the crime chief. The international help sought by Guyana from the Regional Security System said in their report on the killings that additional work needs to be done by the investigators.
If you brought 5 experts from the Caribbean to assist in an investigation, and 5 experts could only conclude that the Guyana Police Force has the capacity to solve this crime, and 2 months after the crime has been committed, the Guyana Police Force is offering a reward because they have no evidence, I think that speaks both about the capacity of the Guyana Police Force and the capacity of the RSS.
That 5-man team spent a week here in Guyana assisting the Guyana Police Force with their investigations into the killings.